Your brain can predict what you're about to see before your eyes even do. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a deeply suspenseful, almost mind-bending reality of human neuroscience. We're going to explore a profound secret hiding right behind your own eyes. You see, your brain is constantly, and I mean constantly, predicting the future, way before your physical senses even have a chance to catch up.
All right, let's just jump right in with a quick exercise. Go ahead, close your eyes for just a second. Now, I want you to imagine you're holding a bright yellow lemon. Try to feel that firm, waxy skin against your palm. You take a sharp knife and you cut it right down the middle. You bring the fruit close to your nose, taking in that sharp, intensely fresh citrus scent. Then, you squeeze a cold, sour slice right onto your tongue.
Okay, open them up. Did your mouth just produce a little more saliva? If you're suddenly feeling that familiar watering sensation, well, you've just experienced something literally incredible. Think about it. There was no lemon. Absolutely nothing touched your tongue, and yet your physical body just reacted to a piece of fruit that doesn't even exist.
I mean, the sheer scale of what this implies is staggering. This happens because your brain isn't just passively reacting to reality like some camera recording a scene. Far from it. Long before your eyes finish seeing, before your ears finish hearing, or before you're even aware of making a conscious decision, your brain has already executed thousands of lightning-fast calculations. It anticipates reality so that you can survive and actually navigate the world.
So, in today's explainer, we're going to peel back the layers of this mystery. We'll quickly run through the fast prediction machine, the illusion of reality, what happens when predictions trick us, shaping your daily experience, AI and the human brain, and finally, training your prediction machine. Let's get into it. Section 1. The Fast Prediction Machine. Let's talk about navigating the dark and catching fastballs.
Think about it, how this unseen prediction machine works for you every single day. Imagine you're carefully tiptoeing through your house late at night. The lights are completely off, you're moving slowly, but somehow you don't crash into every single wall. You kind of just know exactly where the furniture is, and you instinctively predict where your next cautious step should be. Now compare that incredibly slow, deliberate movement to catching a fastball. A baseball is moving way too fast for your brain to simply react to it. Instead, your brain predicts the exact trajectory of where that ball will be in space, and it physically moves your hand before the ball actually gets there. And that brings us to a really foundational concept in modern neuroscience, known as predictive processing. It's basically the brain's hidden system of constantly guessing future events to move the body and fill in missing information efficiently. Without this constant humming loop of prediction running in the background, simple everyday tasks wouldn't just feel hard, they would be biologically impossible. Moving right along to Section 2, the illusion of reality and why your eyes don't actually see.
Now, this concept absolutely challenges everything we think we know about human vision. Actually, scratch the idea of your eyes acting as windows. Your eyes really just collect light and shoot electrical signals into the dark void of your skull. It's your brain that actively builds the rich world you're experiencing right now. Scientists believe perception works in a continuous loop. First, your brain makes a prediction. Then, it checks if incoming sensory reality matches that prediction. If it's close enough, your brain happily accepts it as reality. If it's wrong, it rapidly updates the prediction. And this whole cycle, it's happening hundreds of times every single second. You are literally seeing your brain's best guess about the world.
All right, Section 3. When predictions trick us. Let's look at illusions, patterns, and echoes of the past.
So we've all seen those famous visual illusions, right? The ones where two identical lines somehow look wildly different in length, or a perfectly still geometric shape suddenly seems to be spinning on the page. But why do those optical illusions actually work? Well, it's because your brain isn't trying to be perfectly accurate. It's trying to be incredibly efficient. It predicts what it expects to see based on past data. When you look at an illusion, you are watching your brain quickly fill in missing information based on its ingrained expectations, heavily favoring speed over perfect accuracy. It's not a glitch in your hardware. It's a feature.
You see, this all comes down to the brutal reality of evolution. Thousands of years ago, if you mistook a harmless bush swaying in the wind for a stalking lion, well, you got scared, you ran away, but hey, you lived. But ignoring an actual lion? Yeah, that was instantly fatal. Evolution highly favored brains that aggressively predicted danger, even if they made a few mistakes along the way. Today, we use this exact same pattern recognition system for modern life. It's the only reason we can instantly read messy handwriting, finish a friend's sentence, or see a face in the clouds.
Interestingly enough, this predictive quirk also gives us a really elegant explanation for the profound mystery of déjà vu. Have you ever been somewhere completely new, but felt absolutely certain you've lived that exact moment before? Neuroscientists believe this happens when your brain's memory system briefly mislabels a brand new sensory experience in the present, incorrectly filing it away as a familiar memory from the past. It's a breathtaking reminder that memory and prediction are deeply, physically intertwined inside your head.
Next up, Section 4, Shaping Your Daily Experience. how expectations build your world. So, the absolutely crucial point here is that our internal predictions don't just passively process reality, they actively, forcefully shape what we physically and emotionally feel. Take music, for example. Why does your favorite song give you chills? Because brilliant music perfectly balances expectation and surprise. Your brain guesses the next beat, feels deeply satisfied when it's right, and experiences intense pleasure when it's surprised in just the right way. This same mechanism explains why placebos can produce documented, real physical improvements in medicine. But on the flip side, it also explains anxiety. When a brain constantly expects bad news, it starts predicting danger everywhere, making a totally harmless text message feel like a catastrophic threat. The world itself hasn't changed, the prediction has.
Just look at how this applies to something as simple as your morning coffee. Imagine two people sitting down to drink the exact same cup. One is told to expect an expensive, premium artisan roast. The other expects cheap, leftover instant coffee. Rigorous studies show that these expectations physically alter their actual experience of taste and enjoyment. Your brain doesn't just receive sensory information, it interprets it. What you expect to happen dictates the reality you physically feel.
Which brings us to Section 5, AI and the Human Brain, the Silicon Prediction Machine.
You know what's genuinely fascinating here? The way our minds anticipate reality is remarkably similar to the cutting-edge artificial intelligence we interact with every single day. When you're typing an email on your phone, predictive text guesses your next word. Modern image generation AI creates stunning art by predicting which pixels should logically appear next. Massive language models generate entire essays by predicting complex language patterns. Obviously, the human brain is infinitely more complex, but both biological and artificial networks rely on one unifying, very powerful idea. Prediction is always more efficient than starting from scratch.
Finally, Section 6, Training Your Prediction Machine. Let's talk about upgrading your internal software.
Since we know our brains are these incredibly complex prediction machines, the obvious question becomes, how do we actually make them better? Consider a high-stakes scenario involving two doctors examining the exact same patient. Doctor 1 immediately trusts their brain's first automatic prediction. They assume it's just a common, everyday illness. But Doctor 2? They pause. They consciously challenge that very first prediction and force themselves to consider less obvious possibilities. Doctor 2 is far more likely to catch a rare condition, and not because of luck. It's because they knew exactly when to question their own mental model.
So how do we become a bit more like that second doctor? Well, it's all about feeding the machine new data. Every new experience updates your brain's internal model of the world. Getting lost in dense books, trying to wrap your head around new languages, traveling to entirely new environments, having real conversations with people who think differently than you do, or just trying an unfamiliar activity. Living inside a strict, unbreakable routine severely limits what your brain expects. Curiosity isn't just some fun personality trait. It is literal, structural brain training that improves the accuracy of your predictions.
And that leaves us with a pivotal, deeply personal question to ask ourselves. Are you going to blindly trust your first impression, or are you going to challenge it? The best thinkers, leading scientists, fighter pilots, and elite athletes in the world don't magically avoid making predictions. They simply know exactly when to hit pause, gather more data, and bravely challenge their own assumptions. Ultimately, if you take absolutely nothing else away from this explainer today, I want you to remember this one profound, cinematic truth. You don't experience reality exactly as it is, you experience your brain's best prediction of it. Every sight you see, every sound you hear, and every single sensation you feel is the brilliant result of billions of tiny calculations built directly on your past experiences, your fleeting memories, and your deepest expectations.
Because reality isn't just what your eyes see, it's what your brain expects to see. And perhaps the single most powerful prediction you have the ability to change right now, today, is the one your brain makes about your own future. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep feeding your incredible prediction machine. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Subscribe to Eureka Effect for more mind-blowing psychology, neuroscience, and science documentaries. And share this with someone whose brain would love to know this.